What's up, guys? It's Casey McKeown back again with another video, and welcome to my first real estate investment. This is where it all started. Guys, back in 2017, I moved to the Dallas Metro from San Antonio. Spent about 8 to 10 months learning about real estate investing, honestly starting to try to invest in San Antonio, but wound up really not being offered a position to teach and coach for a second year. So I moved up to Dallas, and this particular property we're looking at behind me was my first investment property back in the summer of 2017. Technically, this is not where it all started. I actually lived in a dining room for a couple months until I found this property on Facebook. Another realtor was selling it before it hit the market. Bought it for $285,000 back in 2017, and I have it under contract now for $630,000. Now, initially, guys, I had this under contract for $630,000. It was listed for $550,000. My intent was listed for $550,000 above market, see how aggressive people wanted to be in this crazy market, and I got a ton of offers driving all the way up to $630,000. Unfortunate news is I'm not going to be actually truly getting $630,000. I had to give a large sum of that back, which I'll give you guys a reason why too in a second. But we're gonna walk through the vacant side, or technically they're both vacant as of last night. But this is the side that I had good tenants with, and wound up actually remodeling this side last year when we had a whole bunch of snow and a whole bunch of frozen pipes that burst. So this entire first floor is all newly remodeled unit. All right, so walking into this particular unit, I actually, if you go back far enough on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see this entire place being demoed. The pipe burst up here and went and flooded basically the entire first floor. So looking at this, again, entire first floor got remodeled. It even down to the accent, the gray accent wall over here is basically new. Even the blinds here that they wound up tearing down are brand new. I replaced these windows just a couple years back, but this is really honestly rent ready, even with what would be a very nice countertop, stainless steel appliances, even to the point where, you know, traditionally in a rental property that's pulling in $1,500, $1,600 a month, you're not gonna do backsplash. You're not gonna do nice cabinets or countertops. You're not gonna do brand new tile floor, but I got the money from insurance, so I said, what the heck not. Now, I do wanna show you guys what this unit looks like, just because we have something to compare it to when we go next door. That's gonna be fun. But this is the master downstairs. You've got 2 large master closets. You've got basically a shared bathroom downstairs that is the master / guests that come over. Some of the stuff that we didn't update, obviously you can see the seashell countertops here. We did new drawers and new fronts. Moving on into here, I know I did some plumbing repairs here, but again, you still got this original countertop, and the lighting is all still what was originally in the house back in 2017. All right, so we're headed upstairs. This carpet is honestly brand new from when it was February of 2021 with the huge storm here, but it's got a decent amount of wear and tear on it. But heading upstairs, I believe this is one thing that we are going to charge the tenant for when it comes to their security deposit. The other agent said there was considerable amounts of carpet stains, so see if I can find that somewhere. And there's a couple other issues as well. I believe this is the staining that they're talking about here on this floor that I'll get pictures of when it comes to itemizing the amount that I'm gonna be deducting from the security deposit. But otherwise, replace the carpet in here, and this unit's really ready to rent. Now, this bathroom is a small bathroom upstairs for the other 2 bedrooms. So you got 2 bedrooms upstairs, 1 full bath. You've got the master downstairs as well as the full bath downstairs, as well as, you know, it's a mixed use guest bathroom as well. So this particular unit, actually, when I first purchased the property, it was occupied. I love the idea of being able to occupy the other side, have this side already renting out. I believe this side was renting for about $13.50 a month at the time. That was back in 2017. Obviously, I've done some work to it, and it still needs, you know, maybe some replacement of carpet and some touch up. But I also have tenants that if I wouldn't have sold this property, or if I wouldn't have been under contract with the plans to sell it like I am, market rent now has gone up to $19.50. I've got multiple tenants and multiple people interested in renting this place for $19.50 a month. Before we take a look at this unit, and I'm gonna tell you guys you're gonna wanna take a look at it, or maybe you won't actually want to look at it at all, but this is the unit that I occupied. I used my VA loan, I put 0% down. I rolled my commission technically into the closing costs. So when you talk about buying a property completely free, this property was free, guys, completely free. Now I'm using the proceeds here. I just posted a video about it, but I'm using the proceeds from this sale to buy a $1 million cabin out up in Broken Bow. Now I'm gonna have a video coming out at the end of the week describing just how the numbers look like when I'm using technically $0 to buy a $1 million cabin up in Broken Bow, but you're gonna wanna see this. Now, I will tell you, I moved into here, I rented out the 2 bedrooms upstairs. Again, it's the same exact layout as next door. The 2 bedrooms upstairs for about $600 or $650 a piece. With all that being said, my mortgage cost technically was being covered, and then I was making about $800 a month at the time, and I was a high school teacher. So this was a huge jumpstart to my real estate investment career. Unfortunately, I wound up kind of taking a risk on someone, and they paid rent, honestly, for about 4 or 4.5 years. But let me show you what it looks like now. Dude, close your nose. Well, guys, I'm gonna be filming the rest of this video with my nose plugged. Unfortunately, it doesn't smell great in here. These tenants honestly paid rent every single month. I did a couple upgrades while I was living here, including this floor. This floor is what I installed when I lived here. This master bedroom that you'll see is where I slept in, and I did a couple other improvements such as this back door here, as well as a couple other items. I think I did new countertops here, but needless to say, guys, this place needs some work. Now, when I was mentioning earlier, I unfortunately had to take a large cut. I'm giving the buyer about $20,000 to take care of the issues here. Honestly, I had no idea it was this bad. About 2 years ago, I had to hire a pest control company because the other side was starting to see German cockroaches. I knew, honestly, it wasn't those tenants because they were great. Truly, both sides were great in terms of paying rent, but I knew the nastiness or the grime and the cockroaches were coming from this unit and infesting the unit next door. So again, guys, similar unit in terms of layout. You've got your primary bedroom down here. This is the primary bathroom. I'm just gonna flick on the light here and give you guys an idea of that beautiful bedroom behind me. Now I'm gonna make this quick, guys. I do not enjoy being here with the smell, but this is probably the best place. There's not a ton of cockroaches or anything in here, just a lot of leftover stuff that they've left. This is the large bathroom downstairs, just like next door. You've got washer and dryer here, or technically I left my washer and dryer. One went out and they just left the other one. Heading upstairs, to be honest with you guys, the floor in here can be kept once everything's cleaned. Everything else though probably needs to be taken out. I did wind up actually viewing this unit last night, and let me show you this room upstairs, or I should say really the entire upstairs. I don't think the lighting is going to do it very much justice on a camera, but we'll just start in here. And the funny thing is there's an actual hand sanitizer glued to the wall upon entry here. So at least I'll be able to use a hand sanitizer when I leave. In here, if you look, and honestly, I didn't even notice this at first, but again, completely trashed. But you've got a spider web that basically perimeters the entire bedroom, almost to the point where it's literally a Halloween decoration. Now, if you go all the way over here, you can just see how ridiculous this spider web gets and goes around the entire room. Now, initially I thought it was the entire room. Well, I think the spider and its colony has basically made this home, because you can see in the hallways here, which unfortunately there's no light or the light's out, but so many spiders basically go around the entire ceiling in the hallway. But the hallway's not it. It still carries all the way in to this other bedroom as well, all the way around the entire ceiling. Again, I don't know how long they've had spiders up here, but spiders don't make a web in a day or two. Now, heading into the bathroom, a lot of this will look better as long as you just get the trash out. Now, once you get the trash out and you air out the unit, fresh paint, new carpet, and a deep, absolutely deep clean, this could turn back into next door pretty quick. One thing, unfortunately, that does need to be repaired or fixed is this door that is half of a door now. It's not going to be able to be salvageable, but needless to say, this place is rough. Now, one plus side, if you look here, guys, though, the water heater is 2018, so it's a relatively new water heater. That's $800 to $1,000 that the new buyer's not going to have to afford, but everything else needs to be taken care of. So again, guys, this is the unit that I actually lived in. I had 2 roommates upstairs. I remember both of them quite well. I don't think I follow either of them anymore, but they definitely paid rent. There was no issues. And then I moved a short-term tenant in here for about 6 months. That was a friend of a friend. And then they moved in here probably at the beginning of 2018. So I had all of 2018, 19, 20, 21. And this is the start of 22, so a little over 4 years of paying. I got them up to about $1,500 to $1,600 a month in rent. Again, this would be just as comparable as next door, going close to $2,000 a month if it looked the same condition that next door does, but it's far from that. Now I'm gonna go a lot more into detail when it comes to the cabin video, mainly so I don't have to film in a horribly smelt duplex that I at one point lived in. But I can tell you guys right now, I'm gonna be profiting over $300,000, even after deducting the $20,000 that I'm giving the buyer, as well as paying the commission to the buyer's agent in this situation, just because of how crazy the market's gotten in the DFW area. Now that $300,000, after I just used a 1031 exchange to purchase a commercial property from the sale of my fourplex that I purchased a couple years after this, I'm gonna be selling this using a 1031 exchange and be buying a short-term rental cabin up in Oklahoma and still have leftovers to be able to apply to a second investment as well. Now, an update on the Broken Bow cabin will be coming at the end of this week, and a true breakdown of what the numbers look like there. Now, what I can tell you is the numbers on this ran me about $1,800 a month for a majority. I think it actually went up to $2,200 on the top end when the taxes went up. But all in all, I was pulling in close to $2,800 to over $3,000 at the end. But I'm gonna be leveraging myself further, using the proceeds from here and having a much higher mortgage with a short-term rental and potentially another short-term rental. But the short-term rental, I can tell you, nightly rate up in Broken Bow is gonna be north of $600 a night. So if you do the math, there's a ton of upside here coming just from a property that I purchased once again for absolutely no money out of pocket. Thanks again for watching, guys. Like I said, make sure to stay tuned for this weekend when I'm gonna be breaking down the numbers on the Broken Bow cabin. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys next time.